to Menopause Morph, your time to change. We're here to help you thrive through your menopause, bringing you experts in many fields to help you from perimenopause to menopause and beyond to become the strong, vibrant woman nature intended you to be. Hosted by Pauline McCarthy of the Pearls of Pauline, pearls of wisdom, compassion, and joy.
Welcome to this week's Menopause Morph. Today we have two lovely ladies from Canada. Well, actually, one is all the way from New Zealand. So it's a very international mix today. Canada, New Zealand, Scotland, and Iceland. So our two lovely ladies are Kimberly Malusis. She is a dynamic natural health educator specialising in teaching people about the power of essential oils. After 20 years of practising corporate tax with occasional studies in natural health for her own personal purposes, Kimberly decided to take the plunge and fully pursue her passion. She is now a full-time speaker and educator on natural health alternatives and essential oils, residing in Caledon, Ontario in Canada. Kimberly is the mother to 4 fantastic children aged 4, 16, 18 and 23. And our other lady is Hilary McLaughlin, who used to live in Iceland, and she's a very nice friend of mine. She's now living in Canada, so they are so lucky to have her there. And she was introduced to essential oils just a few months ago. Hilary used to be a model, and she's, even after 4 kids, she's still a model, and I'm more of a muddle. But anyway, so Hilary has really traveled the world and seen many exciting things. And as a mother of 4, both of you are mothers of 4. You're well done, ladies.
5.
You deserve a medal.
I got 5.
No, she's got 5 now. Oh my goodness, she's a glutton for punishment. Anyway, so I think as mothers you have a lot of wisdom. So we want to welcome you here today, ladies, and they're going to talk about essential oils. So thank you for coming, both Hilary and Kimberly.
Yay.
Okay, thank you for being here. So today I was saying to my husband, I'm going to interview 2 lovely ladies about essential oils, and he said, what are essential oils? And I think he's not the only one who's asking that question. So could you tell us exactly what are essential oils?
Yeah, well, essential oils, some people think, well, I've never even heard of them. What are they? But the truth is that actually, if you've even smelled a rose before, then you've already experienced an essential oil. And anytime that you go into your herb garden and you grab, a piece of basil or some parsley, and you smell that leaf, you'll notice that it smells a little bit, and then if you rub it in your hands and you crush it, it really smells a lot. And what's happening when you crush the leaf is you're actually crushing little sacs that are the essential oils. Essential oils are actually naturally occurring volatile aromatic compounds, and they're found in all kinds of places like seeds and bark and stems and roots and flowers. Lots of different parts of the plants, even the rind of fruits and things like citrus plants, you'll find essential oils. And they're both beautiful and they're powerfully fragrant, but they actually have a very important purpose for the plant. They compose part of the protection of the plant, and they even play a role in plant pollination. So they're pretty potent for the plant themselves. But beyond their benefits to the plant, they have a huge benefit to us, and they've been used for centuries in things like food preparation, in beauty products, and even our natural health care for our bodies. So it's pretty incredible that we have this incredible gift of the earth.
Okay, so how are they used? I mean, do we drink them? Do we put them on our skin? How do we use them?
Well, there's 3 ways that you can use essential oils. You can use them aromatically, which you can get a diffuser, which you put a few drops of the oil into the diffuser and it puts out a mist into the air that then it's just in your environment and you can just inhale. Putting in different oils can set a different mood and give a different health benefit. You can put some drops in the palm of your hand, cup it over your mouth and inhale them that way. It gets into your lungs and into your body through that way. You've also put them on some beadlets, hang them around your neck in a necklace. There's also topically, which is the second way that you can use them, and that is topically outside of your body. By putting the oils onto certain parts of your body can help it in different ways and gives a different effect. If you put them on the soles of your feet and the arches of your feet, you've got bigger pores in your feet that absorb the oils quicker and can take them into your body that way. You can also put them directly on sore muscles. You can put them over your liver, kidneys for different purposes and results. The thirdly is internally, and internally is where you need to be really careful when you're taking anything internally to be sure that it is 100% pure and that you have research that is tested to be 100% pure, and that perhaps on the label it says and states can be taken internally is really important, because a lot of oils sometimes are 100% pure on the label, but when you read the back will say not for internal use. So you need to be careful of those kinds of things, and they can be used. It's good internally for liver, kidney cleansing, for digestive purposes, and also we'll talk about later how you can take them different oils for menopausal internally.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because obviously here on Menopause Morph, we're very much interested in perimenopause and menopause. So what information can you give to we perimenopause and menopausal women about the essential oils that can help us? What specific oils are good for that?
Well, I think even before we get to that part, it might be kind of important just so that we all have a kind of similar understanding about what's actually happening in your body with regard to your hormones when we're aging. We probably know that hormones do play a significant role in the body. They're involved in all kinds of body functions. And because they're affecting such a wide range of physiological processes, we really should be looking to get hormonal balance no matter what our age is. So obviously menopausal is a time when it's heightened, but at all times during a woman's life, you've got to be looking at hormonal balance, because imbalance in your hormones can cause a wide variety of different physical and emotional symptoms. And it goes far beyond reproductive health. In fact, the specific hormones that we're looking at, estrogen and progesterone, can influence your energy levels, your sleep cycles, your brain function, your bone health, your heart health, your weight management. So many factors are affected by these hormones.
Yes, Kimberly, thank you. I'm just going to read a bit of this just to help me so I can get it correct here, because I need a bit of help. I'm a bit losing my memory here. But
perimenopausal, are you?
Yes, that's right. That's right. As our bodies age, we as women, we naturally decrease the production of estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones exist in a delicate balance, and when thrown off, they can cause various health complications. Although this decrease in hormone production of menopause, as we refer to it, is natural in women as we age, it can be a really uncomfortable process, and really there is often a simple solution to every problem. So naturally managed through lifestyle modification and dietary supplementation, women can seek during this time to get some relief to a profile of symptoms, including hot flushes, vaginal changes, leaky bladder, emotional shifts, aging of the skin. What may not be an immediate concern is that as we age, we actually becomes a prevalence of osteoporosis and heart disease and certain cancers that increase as women transition through menopause. And into post-menopause phases of life. And that's where, with essential oils, we can really help that in its natural process.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and sometimes it's even difficult for women to figure out whether they're actually having a hormonal imbalance. Sometimes we chalk things up to circumstances, or we chalk things up to, I'm just going through a phase, or, we're not sure what to attribute some of these things that we're experiencing to. So I think, it's really important to know where your hormones are at. And there's testings that they have for your hormones. You can go get hormone testing, but those are really largely inaccurate. And the reason for that is because hormones are dynamic. They're actually changing on a moment-to-moment basis, right? So the test results are not sufficient. What you really need to look at are some kind of more symptomatic types of things. And so what we're looking for are you experiencing depression, anxiety, instability, irritability? Again, you might be thinking that's circumstantial, but actually it could very well be related to the fact that you have a hormonal imbalance. Digestive problems, are you suddenly getting bloating all the time? Are you just not processing food the same? Are you getting sweating, excessive sweating, food cravings, fatigue, a lack of muscle mass or a loss of muscle mass that you used to kind of be easier to gain muscle, now not so much. Maybe you're gaining weight. Maybe you have a low libido. Maybe you think that you're just not interested in sex, but actually what's happening is that you have a hormonal imbalance, and that can be addressed. And it's kind of nice to know that it's a hormonal imbalance causing it, as opposed to you're just not interested in sex anymore because you can affect it.
Yeah.
And so maybe what we can do is to before we actually talk about essential oils to help with the symptoms, which I know Hillary knows very well, and she's going to go over that, but maybe it's kind of important to talk about some other things that you can do, because while essential oils can be helpful for helping with the symptoms and actually helping with the hormonal imbalance, there's some other really simple things that women can be doing which will address those symptoms and hormonal imbalance as well. And probably the number one thing that I would recommend to anybody who's going through this process is the importance of a really healthy lifestyle. We all know the importance of healthy eating. We know the importance of exercise, but that becomes especially critical as we age. And your hormones can be, severely impacted by exercise. You get out there, you get a good workout, you're actually doing your body good physically, and you're doing your hormones good. But then proper supplementation is absolutely essential. I know a lot of people who think that, well, if I eat right, I don't actually have to supplement. That's just not what science is showing us. Unfortunately, what we're seeing in our society now and in our environment is that our food that we're producing is actually not sufficient to give us all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, cofactors, micronutrients that we need. And the reason for that is that a carrot today is not a carrot 50 years ago. Like, it's depleted, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and so that's why I totally recommend just supplementing with a whole food supplement. I mean, how you supplement is just as important as that you supplement. So you want to get a whole food supplement that respects matrices found in nature in terms of the balance of vitamins and minerals and so on. You want to get something that's going to give you really good essential fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids in particular, because that's going to help with your brain health. It helps with the aging skin, and it's really going to address inflammation in your body. And then you want to be looking at something that's a really powerful antioxidant, because toxins will affect our hormone balance. And so as we have the antioxidants coming into our bodies, that helps to eliminate the toxins, and then we're getting an easier time balancing our hormones. There are also some additional supplements that I would recommend that are kind of particularly directed toward hormonal balance, and one of them would be a phytoestrogen supplement. And phytoestrogens are really just plant-based. They are molecules that are derived from plants, and they have kind of a twofold effect on the body. First of all, there is a mildly estrogenic effect in the case of a hormone deficiency. But second, they act as inhibitors of harmful metabolites and something called xenoestrogens. They block xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are kind of nasty things that are found in our environment. They're man-made chemical compounds which will mimic the effect of estrogen in our body and throw off our hormones. And we're getting them from all over the place, whether it's, chlorine products, unfiltered water, hormones that are being injected into our meat, parabens and so on that are in our skincare products,
a lot of these
noxious
plastic things, plastic bottles and things like that.
Exactly, plastics, even just like noxious gases coming off of a carpet, copiers, printers. I mean, we're getting them from all over the place.
Yeah,
so
I read recently, even in this, those receipts you get in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
It's on this, and we're holding these every day.
Exactly.
Yeah. We touch that, touch food.
It's going into your skin. And you were talking about cosmetics, because a lot of women and body products. There's a lot of these things in that.
Absolutely. Anything with parabens or glycol or sulfates, all of those things are going to have the xenoestrogens coming into your body. So it's really,
basically, we would ask, our listeners should be checking the labels and saying what's on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and anything that foams is another big one for me, like sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth sulfates. It's almost in every shampoo, foaming gels and all that kind of stuff. And it's found in 70 to 80% of cancer cells. So why would we want to be putting that into our body when our pores are nice and open in the shower, right?
That's the most toxic. Where we get most of our toxins is in the shower, where you're putting soaps and body washes and shampoos and face creams and everything on your body, and you get out the shower, you're hot, your pores are open, and you fill it with all sorts of moisturizers that are full of this stuff.
So is there any essential oils that we can use in a combination of something that we could use as a body wash or brushing your teeth, or that we can substitute for that? Do you have any examples of that we could use?
There's one that I've been using for the kids and for us. My daughter was using mouthwash for a long while there, and I got interested in essential oils, and I realized the stuff that was in a mouthwash, and so I've got them now taking a tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil or a teaspoon, putting a few drops of an essential oil, there's various you can take. This one I use called On Guard, but you can do a blend of oils that you can put into your mouth, and it's called oil pulling.
Pulling,
yeah, and you will wash that around your mouth for a minute and spit it out, and it gets and kills so many toxins that are sitting in your mouth, bad stale breath, and teeth, gum disease, all that. And it's just incredible at what it's done.
And what about for the body or for the hair?
Yeah, Pauline, I was just going to say there's almost, it's kind of eye-opening when you realize how simple it is to make some of these things that we're going out there spending a lot of money on that are really harmful for us, right? I make lip balm for 40 cents and you can eat it. I make sunscreen, again, you can eat it and it has nothing harmful in it. I make insect repellent that you can spray in your mouth as a throat spray if you wanted to. So
plant insect repellent for your plants. There was someone that had some mites and stuff on their plant. They made a plant spray so that they're not inhaling. To keep bugs out the house, we have a fly screen open so the cats can get in and out. So I spray some essential oils around the frame and the bugs don't come in. So normally people would put fly spray or get the house sprayed, some kind of spider killer or something. There is a simple solution, natural simple solution for everything if you want to look, and you can find it.
Wow.
And there's so many recipes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some kid agreeing with you.
that's hopefully my daughter will take over there. But I thought maybe like getting back to the essential oil, like just focusing a bit more on the essential oils. There are many benefits that essential oils can help in managing your hormone imbalances. Some of the oils that we would use is clary sage, lemongrass, fennel, clove, basil, cinnamon, and geranium. These are lang lang is also a good one for libido. They've all been shown to exhibit therapeutic effects similar to that of phytoestrogens. These play an important role in the hormone health, and especially when used internally. There's one called Clary Calm that I use, a particular brand that they put an oil called Clary Calm, and I use that. It's a blend of all these oils, and I would use that rolling it over my stomach before menstruating or over the back of my neck. I find it just a calming blend. Mixing oils together in the right way, you can find solutions.
Hillary, you were saying that you use it for PMS. That
yeah.
Brand.
Yeah, and I find it just keeps a natural, more balanced hormone instead. I used to find I would get very up in the air emotionally, laugh when I should be crying, and snap off at the kids at nothing. And I just find that with the help of essential oils, things are a lot more balanced. I find I've got a lot more calm about what I'm going about in my cycle.
Okay, so a lot of our listeners, we have this.
Mommy!
Hello, darling. He was a baby when he lived in Iceland. No.
Yeah.
Go first, Mom.
Okay, I'll come and help you in a minute. Hop upstairs, I'll be right there. I'll come. Sorry about that.
They grow up so quickly, don't they?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how quickly he's grown.
And we were talking about how, many times menopausal women can get very grumpy, so.
Very grumpy. Well, you can just put an oil in the diffuser and lift the mood instantly, so quickly by, put your diffuser on. You can put a blend of oils in your diffuser beside your bed to help calm you, to help excite you, to lift the mood, to make things more enjoyable maybe in the bedroom. You can put oils into a fractionated coconut oil and use it as a massage or
now we're beginning to talk. A few years ago I did, when I first started talking about menopause online, I did a video about 5 tips to overcome menopause, and one of the things was we were talking about pain or difficulty, of the libido or pain having sex. And I said, I'm lucky I'm not experiencing that problem. But in the last few months, then I have been, and it's like, because sex is something that I really enjoy with my husband. And, but it's like in the last few months, it's been like, don't bother me, I want to sleep, or oh no, it's going to hurt. And so
Yeah.
you were talking then about some massage oils or things that could help with libido. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
You find that fractionated coconut oil, fractionated being that it's coconut oil on its own will set quite hard, but fractionated coconut oil breaks it up so it's always runny. So you can use fractionated coconut oil with a few drops of an essential oil of your choice too. They all have different properties or things that they're specific to or that they can help with specifically. So Lang Lang's a good one for libido. There's a whole lot of recipes you can find on the internet and there's books. A few recipes I have, Activate Her Aphrodite. That's an interesting one. A blend of Lang Lang, clary sage, geranium.
Okay. So if I use this blend of oils for my libido, where would I put it, and what would I be doing with it, or would I be getting my husband to put it somewhere on me?
You could. You're going to be no less better off if he rubs it all over your entire body. It's not going to matter. But specifically, if you want to get straight to the point, you could apply to pressure points in your feet and your hands. Specifically everywhere in our fingers and hands pertains to a different part of our body. So you can also diffuse it beside your bed, which he would not know probably any of the difference other than the room smelled nice, but you would notice a difference.
Okay.
There's one specifically for, there's a Let's Get It On men's formula that you could even use as well.
And can I do that without him knowing about it?
Possibly.
More fun when he knows.
You could just say, hey, I'm going to just put this in the diffuser, or I'm going to give you a wee massage, honey, which no man I don't think ever is going to deny you of giving them a massage, and you've just got it loaded with essential oils. So
okay. And for those of us that are a bit lazy, is there one that will excite both men and women at the same time?
You're probably going to get both with Lang Lang anyway. Clary Sage, Wild Orange. That you're both going to benefit.
There's actually a really great sensual massage blend that includes those oils and then includes some cinnamon, which is stimulating and warming, and a little bit of peppermint, which is stimulating and cooling. So you kind of want to have both, because if you just use the peppermint, you're going to be like cold.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a massage blend that you would actually apply topically using fractionated coconut oil, and it would be equally effective for men and women because it is actually a topical stimulation.
Okay.
I'm
going to be trying that tonight.
Yeah. We have oils for hot flushes. Peppermint's an excellent way to cool down. A peppermint is very cooling. It can be put in some...
put that on the skin. Would you put that on the skin?
Yeah, you can put it into a spray bottle, diluted water and a bit of peppermint and spray it over you, but it's quite cooling.
Before we started recording, we were talking about how there was one oil you were talking about that you put on your back of your neck if you're perimenopause, and you put on your arm flaps, as I called them, when you're menopausal.
Your wings.
Your wings, fly away, fly to the moon.
That's the blend I was speaking of called Clary Calm. My favourite that really got me connected with essential oils, because it's the one I found for me personally was my number one go-to. And I don't go a month without I don't go a week without using that in some way. So that you would put on for premenopausal, you'd put it on the back of your neck, and I rub it over my stomach before my cycle's about to begin, and daily up until my cycle and through. People already in menopause could use it on these inside your
their arm flaps.
Yeah, and because is this part of adrenal glands in here, Kimberly?
Yeah.
So adrenal glands are going straight into a gland like that is going to be quick, right?
That's quite interesting that you put the same oil on different parts of your body at different periods of your life, isn't it?
Yeah, for different things. And sometimes for people, they could put an oil somewhere where you might read, or someone might say, oh, for me, hey, it worked here. There's an oil like, say, lavender is really good and calming for sleeping, and our neighbour's going through menopause, and I said to her, use lavender. Well, for her, it didn't work so well on her feet. She just put a wee bit in the inside of her nose here, and she was off, felt like a light, but I hadn't heard that, and for me, I hadn't tried that, but for her, that's what worked. So,
Well, this is the thing. It was like we're all different individuals, and the same
Yeah.
remedy might work in different ways for different people.
that's it.
And it
That's it. So
doesn't-
if it doesn't work there, try it somewhere else. And
And then I would imagine that if one oil doesn't work for one person, it might work for another, and vice
yes,
versa.
yes,
Yeah.
it's this. Yeah, same
So
applies.
if I get if I get some oils that don't work, I'll give some to my girlfriend, and she get ones that doesn't work for her. I'll
But
give
that's
them to
it.
me.
You can just swap and clean. But you'll find that sometimes like that oil, you might get that oil specifically for that thing, but it will have other uses in other parts that you can use it in other ways. I gave ginger to my friend who was pregnant, and she has now used it in cooking to make ginger crunch her kids love. So she, you don't have to be, I don't need this for that anymore. Not like you would maybe in a pharmaceutical way where you'd have a specific drug for something and that's what it's, you can't use it in any other way. Waste to see it, So
maybe just a 2-second kind of clarification, because I think maybe some people don't even understand why is it that essential oils work, right? And I think maybe if they understood that essential oils are actually chemistry based, so we're talking about active ingredients, the same active ingredients that you're going to find in a pharmaceutical medication or over-the-counter medication, you're going to find naturally occurring in the plants, because over 80% of medicines that are currently being prescribed actually started from a natural compound, right? That they just studied what they saw in nature and then they reproduced it in a synthetic form. And a great example would be something like, an A535 rub or a deep blue rub. Sorry, deep blue is a specific natural remedy, but deep cold rub. And what they have there is a synthetic form of methyl salicylate. But wintergreen, a wintergreen plant, is over 90% naturally occurring methyl salicylate. So that same cooling effect that soothing effect for the muscles, that's going to take place with the natural compound, and then you're not getting the synthetic overload, the toxicity.
Okay, very, very interesting. It makes me more interested to go out into my garden and look after it.
There's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, people go out and cut off their fennel and steep some fennel tea and all that kind of thing, or they take the easy option and pay money and go and buy it in the supermarket with a coloured bag and all the other stuff that goes with it. But
and the power, I was just going to say, the power of the essential oils is the concentration, because like 1 drop of peppermint oil is 28 cups of peppermint tea. So you'd have to be making lots and lots of tea to get that 1 drop of oil. So the concentration of it makes it that much more powerful.
Okay, so if I made some like cookies for my husband with some very exotic essential oils, do you think I would have a good night in bed tonight?
Well, you don't want to be heating an essential oil. So once you heat an essential oil over 190 degrees, you're losing the therapeutic benefit. So it will still have a flavor, but it won't have a therapeutic benefit, which is why it's really important that, I've heard people say that they're going to put their essential oils in a burner. It's like, no, don't put it in a burner. You put it in a diffuser, which is going to preserve the integrity of that essential oil. We don't heat them.
And they vibrate. You get a diffuser that expels the air up into the mist through a vibration or in a cool method, not in a heating method. You wouldn't put it over a candle and some oil and do it that way. You're going to lose. You'll have the smell, but not the benefit.
Because at Christmas time I put these. I don't know if there is. Well, there must some oils, and it's like Christmas cake flavor or Christmas. It smells like Christmas feeling.
Yes.
And I put it in a little burner thing. So I don't know what oils are in that, but I had another one that was vanilla, and I just like to make people think that I did home cooking,
Well, that's it. You walk into people's houses when you buy a house, or people are showing houses, and they'll put on some burner or stuff. You can do the same thing with essential oils, and the things that you're smelling, taking in are then natural. They're not going to be mucking with your sensory with some synthetic thing or whatever. Like, you're actually getting a benefit by what you're taking into your lungs and into your body. So you can replicate Christmas with a blend of essential oils. It's easy. We can do all of that, and we can actually smell Christmas and benefit from Christmas, opposed to putting something on that you find you get a headache after a while.
Okay.
And then you've got to go and take a drug to fix your headache because you've smelled Christmas in a synthetic way for 2 hours. So
Exactly.
And something has just occurred to me. It's not really connected to menopause, but I'm sure a lot of people will be interested. How do they affect animals? Because my son, this is a bit crazy. I'm going to tell this really crazy story. He's just finished college and he's going to take a year off to go around the world traveling. And then he decided to buy a cockatiel. So we have this lovely, lovely cockatiel in the house. She's very beautiful. And I said to him, did you not think well, how are you going to cope with this cockatiel when you travel around the world? And I went, oh, I'll just put it in a cage and take it with me. I went, you can't take a cage.
No, you can't.
So Muggins here is going to be babysitting this cockatiel for a year, you know. So if I was spraying these oils in the air, would that affect the bird, you know?
I don't think the bird specifically. I know that cats are a wee bit sensitive to oils, and in particular, the only one that in our household that they'd really come across would be peppermint. But I don't usually have that in a diffuser around where the cats are going to be. And it's not toxic to cats, I wouldn't think, unless you grabbed its neck open and stuck a few drops down its neck in a great quantity when it's a small animal in such a potent oil. But there are things, you can use oils on pets. You can fix our friend, she just had her dog hurt its leg and she put oils over. It doesn't matter, it doesn't touch the skin, because as long as you're rubbing it in, you're warming the oils, and your hairs, you know, the hair on the animal's body absorbs those oils. It's similar to a massage. When you're massaging someone and putting oils over their head and over their hair, they're going to absorb them. So what do you think about birds, Kimberly? I don't know specifically for birds, but I know you can use the oils for helping your pets.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the beauty, I mean, we're getting something that's out of I found in nature, right? And do you think that when the birds are in nature, they don't benefit from the oils that are constantly surrounding them in the forest? I mean, anytime you walk into the forest and you're smelling something amazing, that's an essential oil that you're smelling, right? And so, of course, the birds are going to benefit from them the same way as humans. And like Hilary said, we use them quite effectively with pets. There are some that, you know, they would say to avoid with certain animals, and maybe with parrots, there are specific ones that they would say to avoid. But, you know, there's not a whole lot of research on that. So I would just say if you're using them and you're noticing your parrot kind of acting a little wonky, or whatever bird that you're talking about acting a little wonky, then, you know, maybe avoid that oil. But if it's having a really positive effect, you know, pets are pretty good judges. I know one person whose cat actually lies underneath the diffuser when they're diffusing a blend that helps the respiratory paths open, because they have a puffer normally, this cat. I didn't know that cats could have puffers, but this one did. And so this cat would sit below the diffuser to smell these oils because the cat knew it was helpful.
It could breathe better.
Yeah.
The cats go up and sleep. In particular, if I'm putting on the same combination for breathing, we have a cat that will go up and sleep in that room it doesn't usually sleep in, because it feels a benefit, because he's 10 years old and he has trouble breathing. He's got a big Persian smacked in face and he can't clean himself properly, and he goes up there and has a big suck in of this, can't breathe properly. So he goes up and breathes this oil in. So.
Oh, that's good. So we're not only just helping our own health, we're helping our pets' health as well.
Exactly.
I don't want my son to come home and find a dead cockatiel.
But I would be surprised to hear any reports of any animal or anything dying from natural causes of a natural cause, you know.
Yeah, we try not to make essential oils out of noxious substances.
Yeah.
And so tonight I've got to go to the shop and buy fractionated coconut oil and some lang lang and stuff, and give my husband a massage. You know. It's been very, very interesting information, ladies. So, Hilary, you have some special offer for our listeners. What was that?
Well, yeah, because everyone's body chemistry is different, finding the best remedy for people specifically can be a bit of trial and error. Like we were saying, some oils work awesome for some things for people and the other. But if people wanted to let me know their health challenges or their consoles or concerns, I'm more than happy to sample people.
Hilary's having a little
I'm
perimenopausal
listening to the
here,
kids stamping around upstairs. That's what I'm doing, and trying to talk to you. But I'm more than happy to sample people, send out samples if people want to let me know what their specific goal or challenge or what they want help with is. Then I can send maybe 2 or 3 samples out and give them a try and see if you like them. And
how can they contact you?
Well, I have a Facebook page, actually, in today's day and age, which is called Health Matters -EO for essential oils. Okay. Or also my email, HilaryMcLaughlin@yahoo.co.nz.
We'll put that in the podcast notes so that people can can get that information.
At any time, just send if they have any questions about anything. I'm more than happy to answer as best I can, or I'll ask Kimberly to help or anything. I think if I can, the amazing results I've seen by being able to help my friends and open them up to that. There is another way. We don't always have to run to the doctor for everything. We don't have to go on, what is it, DT, the drug that,
Detox or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
the drug that doctors prescribe for menopause. There are other
the HRT.
You know, it's just delaying the inevitable. Let's face it. You're still going to have to go through it. That's only delaying the inevitable. So if you want to get through it and get over it quickly, there's natural ways.
And both of you're representatives for a company called doTERRA. And
yes.
Could you tell me what's the difference between doTERRA oils and oils, other essential oils that you can buy in the supermarket?
The reason why I landed with doTERRA, even though I didn't start with doTERRA in terms of essential oils, is because my background I'm a CPA. So I'm a chartered professional accountant. I worked as a tax specialist. But one of the things that I know as a CPA is the importance of certification. If you were to hand me financial statements and say, hey, loan me some money, and the financial statements hadn't been audited, I or a bank would laugh in your face and hand them back and say, get them audited and then we'll talk. And in the essential oil industry, the problem is that there are zero standards. There's nobody looking at what they're putting inside of that bottle. So you as a consumer have no way of knowing what you are taking into your body. And that's why most of the oils that are out there will say for external use only. Let me ask you a question. Why should I be not able to use a lemon oil internally? If it was lemon oil, I should be able to take it internally. But it's because they don't know what's in the oil often. And so that's why we stuck with doTERRA, because doTERRA is the only company in the world that actually has every liter of oils certified by a third party to make sure it meets the standards that they say that they meet. And that's hugely important. I mean, if you're getting plants that are grown in China where there's heavy metals in the soil and then they make an essential oil out of that, that's going to come through in the oil. So we do lots of testing to make sure that there's nothing in the oil other than pure oil. We talked about active ingredients. We want to make sure that the full active ingredient composite is in that oil. Like, lavender oil is a great example. It has 205 active ingredients. How do you know whether the oil that you're buying has all 205 there and in the right proportions, right? And then we make sure that there's no synthetics, no additives. We make sure that the plant was harvested at a time when it will have a therapeutic benefit. And doTERRA is hugely invested in the people that they cooperate with to get the oils. So they don't grow things in greenhouses. They partner with farmers all around the world so that the plants are grown in their indigenous soil, so that they're infusing money and resources into these communities that otherwise may not even be able to eat, but now whole villages in India are eating because we're buying their lemongrass, So I just love the heart behind doTERRA, their humanitarian aspect, but the certification is really key and really important when you're trying to use oils for a therapeutic benefit.
Okay, great. And so where can people find out more information about doTERRA product? From Hillary.
The internet has so much, but I can send people videos, testimonies, if they're after a thing, oil specifically, or have a condition or symptoms specific. I can send them out stuff for that and save them a whole lot of looking and researching and confusion easily if they want to contact me, or put it on my Health Matters -EO Facebook, or it's a private site. You have to I will accept you. Just send a request and I can accept. I'm sorry,
Okay. I mean, what I like about this is that I know you personally, and I know that you would always do the best for your kids. And if you're using these for your kids, then that proves to me that this is something that is worthwhile investigating.
Well, and my family, and after my mother had been very ill, and I found after and had passed away, and I found after learnt years later that there's a simple solution for everything if you look, and we had been looking in a more complicated. We thought it's a complicated condition. It needs some complicated answers and medications, and it probably really didn't. I probably could have helped her in a more natural way and made her more comfortable in what her body was going through. So as I've learnt that, then I delved more into it, and I've been able to help my father, who's in his late 70s, be more comfortable in his age with essential oils, and he's finding a lot more relief from essential oils opposed to the prescriptions he was on, and he's off its prescriptions and onto
Natural product. I mean,
the natural products, and happier for it and healthier for it. So, there's lots of things in my life, my family, my friends, that when you see the difference it's making in people's lives, there's just a no-brainer that I know I can trust this. And the more I'm going through this journey, the more I trust, and the more I just want to help people realize that there is another way to be able to live. There are other answers.
Okay. So here at Menopause Morph, we're really trying to find all the most natural ways to thrive through our menopause. So I think
to let your body naturally be able to go through its own natural process. We're not trying to stop it or avoid it. You have to go through it. It's inevitable. So why not make it more comfortable?
So you've given us all a lot of information, and I'm going to have a really wonderful night tonight. I'm sure a lot of other patients will be as well. And in the interest of legalese and FDA regulations, we have to let our listeners know that we're not giving out medical advice. You have to talk to your doctor about anything before you use any of these products from doTERRA or anywhere else. Always ask your doctor for medical advice. So that's me covered the legalese part. But I'm just going straight to get the essential oils. And I'm going to contact you, Hilary, and you can send me some of the really nice ones that I would use in the bedroom.
Yes. I will send you samples, Pauline, and you can let me know and let people know what you think for sure.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being on Menopause Morph. Thank you, ladies.
Yep, great. Good to be here.
Thank you, Pauline.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Menopause Morph, your time to change. If you've enjoyed the program, be sure to subscribe to the next one, and please leave a rating and review on iTunes to help us spread the message about thriving through the menopause. To get a free ebook, more menopausal resources, and to connect with Pauline, please visit www.menopausemorph.com.